Okay, so 4.2, product rule. I will usually, it may be in your book that instead of u and v, these are f and g, so that it's f of x g prime x plus g of x f prime x. Typically, the way I'll do it is just call them u and v because it's easier to remember, like chant-wise. And um, we only ever are having really one variable in this course, so we don't have to specify which variable we're considering usually. Okay, so if you saw something like this, it might actually just be faster for you to FOIL it and then take the derivative, but if you had two things that couldn't really multiply together, then that wouldn't work. So we want to practice the rule using these. Okay, so in this case, u is, hold on, 2x minus 5. V is 3x squared plus 1. It doesn't matter which one you name which in the case of the product rule, because a product doesn't matter what order you multiply in, so you could do it either way. I usually just do whatever's on the left is u, but you, again, don't have to. So u prime is just 2. And you can go through the process of writing this as x to the 1, but I'm probably going to stop saying that, and if I just suddenly write u prime or something prime is a number, just remember to look back at it and see that it's going to be a line where the slope is a constant number. V prime, 3 times 2x to the 2 minus 1 equals 6x. So y prime is u prime v plus v prime u equals 2 times 3x squared plus 1 plus v prime is 6x, u is 2x minus 5, so I'm just going to collect like terms, and we have 18x squared minus 30x plus 2. Okay. On this one, right now it doesn't look like a product, but because it's squared, I can pull it apart. So for this one, I guess I can't move that up any higher. We have 7x minus 6 times 7x minus 6. So u is 7x minus 6, and v is 7x minus, minus 6. U prime is 7, v prime is 7. So u prime v plus v prime u is, on the one hand, y prime, on the other hand, 7 times 7x minus 6 plus 7 times 7x minus 6. Pay attention to this. I'm going to reference this later, that we basically have the same thing appearing 2 times. So that's 49x minus 42 plus 49x minus 42, and that's that. And I could factor a 14 out of that, but okay, and then I guess I'll just take that one first. Okay, so u is 2x minus 3. V is root x minus 1. I'm just going to rewrite that one because it doesn't look like a power right now. I'm going to turn down the TV a little more. Okay, so u prime is 2, v prime is 1/2 x to the 1/2 minus 1, which is negative 1/2. Q prime x is u prime v plus v prime u. V prime u. So that's 2 root x minus 2 plus 1/2 times 2 is 1. X to the negative 1/2 times x to the 1 is x to the negative 1/2 plus 1. And then 3/2 x to the minus 1/2. So this is to the 1/2, so this is here. So I have 2 plus 1 x to the 1/2. So I have 3 root x's, a minus 2, and then minus 3 halves x to the negative 1/2, which puts the x to the 1/2 down here, like that. So if you're uncertain what happened between here and here, just use the negative to move it to the bottom, and then do the 1/2 to the root and practice and see if you can get there. Okay, so the quotient rule, it does matter. The quotient rule, the top needs to be called u, and the bottom needs to be called v. So this is where you have a fraction where you have a polynomial on top and a polynomial on the bottom. And instead of u prime v plus v prime u, it's u prime v minus v prime u over v squared. So the one on the bottom is on the bottom squared. The one on the top, you take its derivative first times the bottom, and then subtract the derivative of the bottom times the top. It won't make sense right now, but the reason for the minus is because it's on the bottom. It's because it's a negative exponent on this function. You could write it 8x plus 1 to the negative 1. That's where the minus actually comes from. Anyway, there are these other mnemonics if you want to use them to remember it. There's also low-d high minus high-d low over low squared. But I'm pretty much always going to use the UV version. Okay, so on the first one, U is the top, V is the bottom, U prime is 6, V prime is 8, so F prime X is U prime V minus V prime U over V squared equals 6 times 8x plus 1 minus 8 times 6x minus 11 over 8x plus 1 squared equals 48x plus 6 minus 48x plus 88, because minus minus, equals, the 48x is canceled, so I have 6 plus 88. Oh, heck, let's change the board while we're here. I don't like that one. Okay. So we had 94 over 8x plus 1 squared. Let's put it over here. Oh, those are weird Chinese symbols. Maybe I'll put this back. They're probably not Chinese. Don't judge me for not knowing that. Okay, so that's the end of that one. Clear that, and let's have that one. There. Okay, so that takes care of that one. And so the second one, U equals, that's not a good color for this board. Try this again. u equals x squared minus 4x, v equals x plus 3. U prime equals 2x minus 4, v prime equals 1. So r prime x, u prime v minus v prime u over v squared equals 2x minus 4 times x plus 3 minus 1 times x squared minus 4x over x plus 3 squared equals, so I'm going to FOIL this, 2x squared minus 4x plus 6x is plus 2x minus 12 minus x squared plus 4x over x plus 3 squared. Let's see if I can stay above this. So 2x squared minus x squared is a single x squared, minus 2x plus, or plus 2x plus 4x minus 12. Okay, well, okay. And that's the end of that one. So let's see, this one. So u equals 4r minus 3, v is root r, is r to the 1/2. So u prime is 4, v prime is 1/2 r to the 1/2 minus 1. G prime is u prime v minus v prime u over v squared is 4 root r minus 1/2 r to the minus 1/2 times 4r minus 3. So 4 root r minus 1/2 times 4 is 2. R to the negative 1/2 times r to the 1 is root r. So 2 root r. And then minus 1/2 times negative 3 is plus 3/2. R to the negative 1/2. Root r squared is r. So then we have 2 root r plus 3 over 2 root r all over r. I would get a common denominator here, so I'd multiply this by 2 root r as well. So 4r over 2 root r plus 3 over 2 root r all over r equals 4r plus 3 over 2 root r times r. You can invert and multiply this if you want. It's 1 over r. Or you can multiply through on top and bottom by 2 root r, and it'll cancel up here and get multiplied by the r. Whichever way you were taught to do this in the past, you can do it, it's fine. And then this you can rewrite any way you want. If you want to move the r around, if it's going to be on this side, it needs to be in parentheses so it doesn't look like it's under the root. In case you have to plug in later, you don't want to get confused. Okay. Just seeing what we have left here. Okay, so we have a company that manufactures bicycles, and they have determined how many bicycles a new employee can manufacture after D days of training. So eventually they kind of plateau. So the first thing we want to do is find the rate of change of the function with respect to time, in this case days. So that's asking for the derivative. So step one, find the derivative. Okay, so u is 100d squared. V is 3d squared plus 10. U prime is 100 times 2d to the 2 minus 1, 200d. Let me note that I could have just multiplied the 2 times the 100 because that's what's going to happen anyway. So 200 d to 1 fewer power, so from squared to just d, from cubed to d squared, from the fifth to d to the fourth. So that said, v prime is 6d, because 2 times 3 is 6, and we drop 1 to d. So m prime d is 200d times 3d squared plus 10 minus 6d times 100d squared over 3d squared plus 10 squared equals 600d cubed plus 2000 d minus 600 d cubed over 3d squared plus 10 squared. So these 600 d cubes go away, and m prime of d equals 2000 d over 3d squared plus 10 squared. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is plug in 2 and 5 into the derivative, and the question is to interpret them. You can see that the words are kind of written for you, so you're just plugging in how many days and how many additional bikes. But the thing that is important here is when I plug in 2 to m prime, it will not answer the question, how many bikes did I make on after 2 days? That's what m of d would answer if I put 2 in. This is a rate of change. So this is how many more or fewer did I make the next day, approximately. So we're approximating an increase or decrease in manufacture the next day after the second day. So whatever number we get for m prime of 2, we are estimating that they can make that many additional bikes per day after 2 days. Okay? So again, we're going to plug in 2 and 5. I don't actually know why I pulled that up. I'll just do that to make it go away. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so m prime of 2 is 2000 times 2 over 3 times 2 squared plus 10 all squared. So 4,000 over 3 times 4 is 12 plus 10, 22 squared. 4,000 over 484. I don't have a calculator open. This is 9, about 9, 8 or 9. 8.26, so 8. Because he's probably not making a partial bike. So we would guess that he's making 8 additional bikes per day after he's had 2 days of training. So on the third day, he'd make about 8 bikes more than he did on the second day. And then we plug in 5. Five squared is 25, times 3 is 75, plus 10 is 85. So that one's going to be like 1.3 something. So at this point, he's making about 1 more bike per day, because he's getting his craft nailed down now. So the difference from day to day is going to get smaller as he gets really comfortable with bike making. Okay, so ends 4.2.